Let's call this meeting to order officially at 12:04.
All right.
Welcome everyone to the, what is this, March DDA meeting. In the packet you will find, for those of you that have a packet, I'm going to share with Fred here, the agenda for the meeting, and I will look for approval of such agenda.
Oh wait, hold on.
Is there anybody missing?
We need to do roll call. Yes, we do need to do roll
See,
call.
we've been doing these on Zoom, so all right, let's do roll call.
Why do we need to do roll? Oh, because we're tape recording.
Because it's an official meeting, so we need to do roll call.
Gotcha.
So here, I got you covered. Let's see, Chair Sugg,
Here.
Vice Chair Prime.
Here.
Oh, we don't have a secretary. So Bobby Lovins,
Here.
Mark Watts, Brian Ford,
Present.
Mayor Garrett. I know she is here. Scott McKee,
Here.
Charlotte Jones.
Here.
And I think that is everybody. No, Pam Schermeyer.
I am very
Oh,
much.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Pam Schermeyer.
Yes.
Yes. All right. You have a quorum.
Awesome.
And I would like to make two introductions. First, we have Miss Charlotte Jones. She is a very new property owner, though she has been in and around the city for probably more years than I actually even know.
Since 2016.
All right, so that is actually more than I knew, but that's awesome. So Charlotte is part of the church that has formerly been just right next door, or 2 doors up. They first purchased a property over on 12 Mile, and that's where their services are going to be held, and they're going to be doing some social services too, right? All right, so we are thrilled to have Miss Jones on the board with us, and then we also have Chief Scott McKee. He's pretty awesome. I think you guys have all met him at least at one point. He's one of the 3 interims for the city right now, and he is filling the role that the city administrator usually sits at for the board. So, welcome both of you.
Yeah, welcome to both.
Welcome.
All right, now you may carry on with the remainder of your agenda,
It
please.
is not official, but usually new people buy lunch. I don't know about you guys. But
We've already taken care of that. It's coming.
Speaking of lunch, there will be lunch today. I know we haven't done lunch for a while, but we do have lunch coming, courtesy of.
I was joking.
Well, but I'm not. So the DDA and the mayor are treating everyone
Right.
to lunch. So that'll arrive shortly, and then we'll
All right,
get to eating.
let's move on with the rest. Hopefully you've had a chance to review today's agenda. If you would look for approval, so a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Scott makes the motion to approve in a second.
Support.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, we have agenda approval. Also in your packet is the minutes from our January meeting. We did not have a February meeting, correct?
Correct.
So January meeting, so please, hopefully you've had a chance to review those. And let us know if you have any additions or corrections to those minutes. And if not, I would ask for an approval.
I'll make a motion to approve them.
Motion
I'll
to
second
approve
that, Dan.
Brian, and second by Bobby. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And those opposed? All right, let's get on to the order of business. So financial review in your packet. Yeah, so there's a note on page 4, Susie. What's this about? So this memorandum of the financial reports?
That's usually what because
Oh.
they ask for a kind of a outline of the
All right.
reports. Just wanted to bring to your attention, and I went off the February report, that I just wanted to bring to your attention in the February report that your miscellaneous revenue is high because you had personal property tax reimbursements from the LCSA, and that is because of the city because they do not charge, or they do not send tax bills to everybody with personal property. Anything over 83,000, I think it is, below, do not get personal property taxes, but the state is supposed to reimburse us. So the county, because there are assessors, send the information to the state, we get our money back through that way. And that goes to the DDA, so.
Wait, so
I
it's
have-
clear, it's a reimbursement
It's a reimbursement.
from the state.
Yep, because the state
They covered
was the
again.
one.
Well, because you just don't collect them directly.
They don't collect them either. Not anything under that amount. They
No,
don't.
I'm not under that. I'm just saying that you don't collect them. Ultimately, they do and reimburse you.
No, they do not collect them. We get it from the state, the money, because
sounds
the
to me-
state took it away from us.
Yeah,
The
this-
state took it
Oh, so
away.
they don't
It was
even-
something the state,
Oh, gotcha. I
Yes.
thought it was just the amount. Gotcha.
We did get it.
we used to
And
get
then
it. We used to
legislature-
bill everybody personal
Yeah.
property taxes, but then there was a law that came out that anything under, people can file, and if they're under that $85,000.
They're exempt, right.
They're exempt from personal property taxes, so the state sends us the money for the exempt people.
Got it.
I don't think we get our 100% of those taxes, but we
Get some.
get something back for those, yes. And then I noticed that your fringe, employer taxes and fringe benefits are over, but I'm thinking that might have been when Corey left, there was a buyout, or not a buyout, but we had to pay out for her vacation that was on the books. We had to pay out for any personal time she had on the books. So I'm, and any comp time she was carrying. So I'm assuming, because that's where I usually take all the buyouts or anything we have to pay out when people leave, we take it out of the fringe and taxes. So I'm assuming that's what that is, but I want to look more closely into that if there's anything I can adjust there.
Well, we need to then probably make another budget amendment
Well, we
then
will
at
do
the end
those
of the
in
year.
June.
In
Yep,
June.
in
Okay.
June we'll do those. And then next month, hopefully, once I get the taxes settled with the county and that, you'll have your tax revenue into your account. So that'll be good. Or it will show at least it's in there. And the DDA still looks like they're in great shape, so you guys are doing good. Keeping your budgets together, so is there any questions?
That's my-
So thank you, Pam, for that follow-up.
You're welcome.
I did have a chance to look at these earlier. I don't have any questions. Team, do you guys have any questions?
Just an offline question, if I could.
That's okay.
See, the last couple of year ends that I can compare this to, just for my own personal understanding of how things are going. I don't want to belabor this meeting, but it's
No.
just nice to have that running history.
Yeah. For comparison. There wasn't a question there. He was just saying it's nice to have that.
Oh, to have the reports and
Yes.
that. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, there's been, I think this is my 4th year, Susie, involved.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Why are you not sitting down there? Usually you're down there.
I know,
Right.
I know. Well, 'cause I
fourth
thought you
year,
might want to
yeah.
sit next to Scott.
And if you really think about, going through really 2.5 years of pandemic, we haven't had a normal course of DDA here. Even prior, we had a little lack of leadership, leadership change. And now I think we've gotten to the point where we need to be more progressive in our approach at supporting our Downtown Development Authority. So it sounds like we have a lot slated to talk about later today, but it is good to have perspective of where we've been there, so. All right.
We do need a motion to receive and file those.
All right, so for those of you that have reviewed and want to make a motion to approve, receive, and file these,
Dan, I'll be happy to make a motion to receive and file.
and someone to second.
Second.
So all those in favor of accepting the financials and receiving them and approving them and filing them?
Aye.
Aye.
And those opposed? All right, they carry.
All right.
So now we're all the way up to committee reports.
Yeah.
So starting with item 5A.
So I included for you both the February report and the March report, but I'm really just going to talk about the March report. And unfortunately, our one, well, I'll get to him. So things have pared down a little bit in terms of DDA and community economic development activity. I'm hoping, and that's just a function of staff workload. I have made an offer to fill Corey's position, so I'm waiting to hear back. And hopefully then this report is going to get a whole lot longer because we're going to be like right back up and running with like going full speed ahead with all the good things. We have continued businesses continue to open. So Beauty Hunters, right down the road in the same plaza as Ruby Lee's, is now open. They're a full service salon. So and we did award. They received one of our sign grant awards. So please go treat yourself at Beauty Hunters. Get yourself a spa, facial, whatever feels good. Get your nails done, guys. It's fine. So so we've
Toenails.
whatever,
Pedicures.
self-care, right? Self-care. So we've got Beauty Hunters. We've got our Anchor Fish Market open. We do have some other projects that are coming our way to the Planning Commission. So they're not quite ready for the public, but as soon as they are, I'll let you know. But they're all good things. So we're going with that. The gas station is very close to being finished. They do need to make a few amendments and adjustments to their site plan, and we've been working with them. But he hopes to be open by June, around May, beginning of June. So he's really excited. So and then we should also start seeing some activity more down at Discount Tire. They're going to be making some exterior changes, parking lot expansion. They're dealing with their dead tire storage. So
Yeah, that's good. They need it.
yes, right. So we've been working with them for some time, but so we're moving forward. We're moving forward. So that's essentially where we're at. Any questions on that?
Not this complex, but the next one, the green and
Yes.
light blue one. What is in there? I went by there. The parking lot's full today. Like, I don't see a sign anywhere in that building. So
There's a mishmash of
so it's a bunch of independent businesses.
yes. That property owner is that's one of the properties that's involved in that lawsuit.
Yeah.
And that property owner has been very resistant to providing us with a list of tenants, which is required under the commercial landlord license. So I have a list. I'm not entirely sure how accurate it is.
Yeah. I just took note of driving. I'm like, wow,
but
that's full. Like, what's going on in there?
There's a variety.
Do
I
they
mean,
have a marquee?
I don't see anything.
I don't
No.
see anything. Yeah.
No. So, I mean, I know there's a few different salons in there. There's been, I know there's some retail. There's a couple food service that have operated in there. I don't know if they're still operating. I know they had some
Yeah.
issues with the health department. So, there's.
Do we know we could do like an audit or something to audit business licenses? How would something like that work?
The commercial landlord license and the business license ordinances that we have in place are, they need some additional tweaking and refinement. And this is something I've been discussing with the city attorney on how best to move forward, knowing that we are also being sued
The
for
litigation area.
and that is related to those licensing processes in a way. So
Gotcha.
I want to make sure that we're doing things correctly, where we will still gain a benefit but not get bit. So
Yeah, speaking of that lawsuit, are we going to get an update from the lawyers on that, or is
I,
there nothing to report?
I don't think
we do
haven't
have.
had
I
one
know
in a
it's
while.
been a long time.
time.
I have been asked by some others on council about what's going on, and I have been provided some information by the attorney representing us, and so he's going to give me. There's one more deposition, I believe, in April, and so he's going to give me some dates following that last deposition that we could possibly have a joint meeting again with city council to discuss. I mean, it'll have to be a closed session again, right? So once I have an idea of when that may be, I'll throw out some dates so we can get a real comprehensive overview of what the heck is going on, and you guys can feel free to ask questions. So the short answer is that there has not been a lot of movement, but I'll let the attorney do all of that.
Gotcha.
So
Suzanne may have spaced a little bit, but did you mention Jamar Bray? I know we talked about him last time, but.
No, I figured I'd wait until he got to new business
all right,
since he's on
good,
there.
all right. That's great news, I think, so. All right, so that takes us all the way to code enforcement.
And Rami is here today to answer any questions you may have. His
Go ahead, I read it
report
through,
is in
okay.
there. No.
It's about 4 pages if you want to see it.
I mean, Rami's been out, making his name known and, interacting with, the businesses and,
Can you scroll back one? Way down here, maybe?
So I guess, Rami, anything of note on this that
They are, like, 11 mile, I don't know.
you think you'd want us to know, or?
No, it's all basic, it's all there.
Yeah,
Basically, all the information that I make contact with the owners of the property is on there also. But still tweaking with BSNA so I can get you accurate reports.
okay.
Next month or the month after that, hopefully, they'll get more accurate as we go. But I'm pretty sure it's a higher number than 9 violations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's represented here, yeah, right.
Is that the detailed information you're
Yeah,
looking for,
just-
or?
Yeah, certainly. I think it answers my questions. I did read through that this morning, so tires and dumpsters and parking blocks and all of that stuff to move forward. So any questions from the rest of the team?
But was there ever a resolution to this painting saga where the owner says, look, you can't paint in cold weather?
Yeah, I followed that too. As it was 71, I was reading that yesterday. I'm like, well, it's warm enough today, so.
They did rectify the issue,
All right.
and moving forward, they're gonna power wash it and make it look better
Oh, that's nice.
in the summertime.
Mhm.
They just did that just to,
Yeah, just
Yeah.
to satisfy our requirements.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
yes.
Okay.
Appreciate the detail, Rami, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. Other business.
I have no other business or old business.
No
for that
old business, so on to the new stuff.
All right. So we were supposed to take up the alley and approach recommendation at our last meeting, but I got sick. Sorry about that. But you may recall the EV committee met in December with the city's engineer Scott Ringler, and we talked about our 5-year plan for making improvements to the alleys and the approaches. And the original estimate that he gave us, we're like, hey, we'll spend 155 and some change and do a few here and spread it out. And you all said, hey, let's be more aggressive. So EV committee met again, and we had a more aggressive look at our improvements. And as we were discussing that, it became apparent that if we were to be more aggressive in our alley and approach work, that's really going to cut into the budget. So we talked about, let's see, we have a lot of different capital improvement projects, and that's what's listed. That's what's listed in this little spreadsheet here, and that's really just to show you how all of our proposed capital improvement projects would impact our current fund balance. This does not account for any revenue that we may continue to receive, this year and moving forward. It just looks at what we have here and now. And so as we discussed that in the EV committee meeting, discussed that revised one, the recommendation ultimately was that we stick with the first recommendation to spend 155, 624 on the alley and approaches, and just go with that first recommendation and continue to make those changes. And then as we continue to increase with our, add money to the fund balance, we can reevaluate, and maybe next year we can be a little bit more aggressive with some more activities. So,
Susie, I've got two questions
Yes.
for you. First, is there an implication to the color coding, or is that just for ease of reading?
part of that was just me needing to read it easily.
Okay.
The two in yellow are what we've the Southfield Road and the operating reserves. Last year, you adopted our
Right.
reserve policy, and so those are those numbers, and they are not. I kind of factored them out of our budgeting, right? So hey, we've got that money set aside. The pinkish color is what we spent last year. And then I have the sidewalk replacement in there as 2 program years. Everything else is, other than the alley approaches, I probably should have highlighted that, but those are just,
Okay, am I missing it? Because one of the things we talked about was the parking lot.
the parking lot is not in here because I didn't have that number
At the time, we
at the
did not.
time.
We
And
were
I,
guessing,
you know
yeah.
what, and I can tell you, give me a second, let's see, because he gave me a number. Go back. That was a
As I
picture.
was backing my car into the spot, I was like, oh yeah, there's no lines here.
And we did talk about it. We've talked about it in the infrastructure committee. And let's see if I can find this quickly. It was, whoops, his name is Ringler. Oh, Ringler parking lot. I've clearly searched this before. He can't, basically there's 2 options and there's a pretty wide difference. The first one, which is like a basic kind of mill.
Seal.
Seal coating.
Not even, it's more than seal coating, but it's a little, we've got
Capping.
some pretty
Yeah.
significant.
Capping? Is it capping?
It's called, we call it mill and fill. I'm learning my
mill and
my
fill.
civil engineering
Gotcha,
lingo.
that's a new one, okay.
It's mill and fill. So they basically, they grind down the top 3 inches and then they put a new course of asphalt. God, I am starting to sound like an engineer.
Right, that was
Mill
so
down
descriptive.
Oh, I know, right? A new course of asphalt. So anyway, so they take off the top 3, add 3 new inches, and then, stripe it out. So that would be about 140,000, and then to fully reconstruct is 280. So I can certainly send you both of those proposals, just so we can see, and we can. I haven't started budgeting, or haven't started the budget. That'll be for next month, but I can give it to you guys, and you can give me some feedback if you want to include that in there.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I don't know how the rest of the committee feels. I think that you have to do that, to be honest. That's the first thing residents see when they walk into this building is that parking lot, and it looks like
Well, and I know we're
a flea
for
market right now, so.
the city paving projects, we are doing fantastic from a budget standpoint. So maybe that's something that the infrastructure committee will want to talk about too. Is maybe there's some wiggle room that they like. Hey, let's go halvesies, if you will. But I can certainly have.
But
that
we can talk
conversation.
about that at a later date,
Mhm.
correct?
Yes. Yep.
And get more information, like is it a good idea to grind down 3 inches? I don't know, what are they accomplishing by doing that?
That will give an extra. That'll probably put like another 10 years of life onto the current parking lot.
That's crazy.
I know, right?
And the 280.
But then you've also gotten 25 years out
That's
of it, which is
that's a
crazy,
full
too.
reconstruction.
You're going
So that'll
down
be similar. So they'll
2 feet.
they rip out the whole thing. Then they, depending on what the subsurface is, they'll put down maybe like 5 to 10 inches of like an aggregate base. Then they put 2 courses of asphalt on top. So it's most of the paving work that's going to be happening this year throughout the city anyways is reconstruction. So it's a very intense job, but and that's about 20 years-ish is the lifespan for that. So, but I will send that.
Yeah, where are you
proposal.
going to send that, to EV, or are you sending that to the board?
I'll send it to the whole board, and then we can even pick that up.
We should make
At the next
put a
meeting.
pin
At
in
the next
that,
EV
yeah,
committee.
for
Yep.
EV, for sure.
Question about the pedestrian signals.
Yes.
200,000. Is that the proposed crosswalk down here across Southfield Road? Is that what?
Yes,
That is?
that's the one I really, really want, like right around Margate, so Smart will
Okay.
give us some brand new
And-
bus stops.
And was that the whole cost, or is it just a portion of the cost and we have federal funds coming in? Do I recall that? Or?
No funds. I have, so for a pair of those big BB Hawk signals, right?
Yep.
Those are the ones that are, you press the button, so what, so and so is cross, right? So a pair of those costs, the 200,000. I submitted a grant to do 3 more.
Oh,
So I haven't heard back from that grant, but I'm
Oh,
gonna
that'd
keep
be
pushing, right?
awesome.
I know. Wouldn't it be
Would that be
fantastic?
awesome?
So
It-
I've
it-
asked, I haven't heard.
Okay, it would. I was just thinking, push comes to shove, if we do get into budget trouble, that would be the first on my list to postpone.
Right.
Just because we gotta have sidewalks and asphalt.
Right. I like to put. I'd like to have it in there so that when I continue to be the squeaky wheel for the road commission, is
Yeah.
and like, hey, we got it, because their party line is, well, it's really expensive. I'm like, yeah.
But we budgeted
It's
for
in
it,
my-
or we
it's in
got
my
grants.
budget, and
Yeah,
that
or we got
kinda, like,
grants, yes, exactly.
Kind of
Yeah.
stops them a little bit.
Exactly.
So.
Susie, I have another question for you if I could. On trash receptacles for 13 grand, I thought that and maybe you partially answered the question, I thought if we got the smart bus stops, they flipped the bill for new receptacles, or are you saying in conjunction? Fingers crossed that we got those through smart, I understand that. We have some, you want to add additional.
Yes, and this is actually something Mayor Garrett brought up. I think it was last year. As we've got our planners and we've got our banners, and so what is the next thing that we should have along the street that would enhance everything, right? Enhance the overall appearance. Make sure there's get rid of some extra trash that floats around.
Sure.
And so we've talked, she'd asked about, like, hey, can we put some trash receptacles throughout the quarter? So this would be separate from the smart.
Separate from smart.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea where they would go? Like how would you do that?
I don't have locations identified yet for
Yeah.
them. But I think we could easily, every few blocks.
It's a small amount of money. 13 grand, you get a lot of bang for your buck with that.
Right.
But what's the execution on that? Is that something that we should send back to like the beautification group and have them take a look at it, or another group maybe?
Yeah, we can have the beautification committee take a look at those. I know Corey and I just kind of, just basic shopping around, like, hey, what can we get? What's
Well, like
out
the
there?
696 and 11 mile. But then how would you service that? But
And-
it's a big repository for this kind of thing.
Right. Well, and
they
I don't
chuck them out of their
necessarily
cars,
think
or like
that.
how is that occurring? I don't know.
Well, the 696 and 11 mile, that's always a challenging corner because it's just so dangerous, right? And that's one that we usually have, it's focused for our spring cleanup, is generally that intersection.
Yeah.
As well as the ditches and the culverts. And then we lean heavily on DPW to help us pick up at that corner, or that intersection, I should say. And we can also sometimes get the road commission and MDOT to help us out with those. But usually it's DPS that picks up at that corner for us when we have things. And that is kind of the other challenge of installing trash receptacles throughout the district, is making sure that DPS has the wherewithal to pick up the garbage.
Right.
Right. So we have to, that'll be something we just have to work through with them.
But for 13 grand, I mean, that's not a lot of money, right? We could get a lot of, now that we've got the banners, we've got the flower pots going. You know what I'm saying? Now if we just had the trash bins,
Right.
it'd
right.
be really nice.
Well, and it would go a long way to, how long do you carry a piece of trash with you? I mean, there's nowhere to throw it out, right? So, I think that'll help.
Okay.
So, but ultimately, I mean, the long and short of it is, we do we do want to get the 2022 alley and approach recommendation approved, as well as the DDA sidewalk replacement. So, and I do want to say that that sidewalk replacement cost is a little bit higher. That is to along 12 Mile. The safety path up there, if that's what you'd like to call it, is in extremely rough shape. I mean, it's in the DDA district. It would be,
for
you
sure.
know, it's part of the sidewalk replacement program. It's in really, really rough shape. And so what we would like to do is replace it with concrete. It does bump the cost up, but I think it's a worthwhile expenditure. So
By how much?
That's not in this number.
yeah, that's
right?
not that's not in this number. I would have to get clarification from
And you're
Scott.
So we don't need to
for
vote on that
23?
today.
No, for 2022 for this year.
Okay.
So
Today, we're approving the plan that was presented in
Gotcha.
January. And
Yeah.
that's $240,624.
yeah.
Okay. And just to be clear, when we talked about accelerating the plan, it was just for the sidewalks. I understand we have some of these other things on the schedule, but,
Accelerating the plans. I understood that to be for the
and
alleys and
alleys,
approaches.
I meant
Yeah.
alleys, not
Yep.
sidewalks, alleys, right.
And we do. I actually did talk to a property owner. This is a bit of a tangent, but I did talk to one of the property owners whose alley. One of the approaches would be the vacant lot down at Rainbow and Southfield. One of his approaches is planned for this year. He's actually going to reimburse the DDA for that work. He has.
Really?
He's got ulterior motives for reimbursing us, but he would like to pay directly for both of his approaches. So it's fine with me. He will be allowing all residents to park at his lot as we're reconstructing Rainbow Lathrup Boulevard over there. So
All right, so we need a motion to adopt.
yes, please.
So motion to adopt the 2022 DDA alley and approach recommendation and the 2022 sidewalk replacement program recommendation.
I'll make that motion.
Support.
And a support from Fred. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, motion carries.
Awesome. All right. So unfortunately, Jamar was not able to join us today. I know there was some other things popped up, but it's official. It's official. So Oakland County Navigator has been rebranded. We've talked about this for a little while, right? He's our embedded staff. It's been rebranded. It's now the Business Forward program. Jamar is his official title is our Business Forward consultant. The program was announced last Thursday, and so he is going to start going out and meeting businesses, making those connections. We are going to have an open house for the program. I do need to talk to you about that, and probably you, sir.
What's Jamar's last name?
Okay.
His last name is Bray, Jamar Bray. B-R-A-Y. He's a young guy. I think he's gonna be great. He is super excited to be a part of this program. He's been chomping at the bit to get out.
This is a 4-year commitment, right?
This is a 3-year.
3-year commitment. We are going to ask him to be on some of our committees, right?
Yes, he is on he volunteered right after that to be on our Juneteenth committee.
Yeah, and
I would like to rope
showed up.
him into promotions. So
And he's embedded. He's here somewhere, right?
yes, he's actually in my old office. So I took Corey's old office.
Everybody in his office, don't they?
You can always come. I do. So Jamar is in my old office, and then the new guy will be in Chris's old office. But
New person.
new person. Well, I'm
You sound
being
like this is done deal.
I'm being optimistic.
Okay.
I'm optimistic. Okay, I gotta find my optimism somewhere. So So Jamar's here. He maintains office hours. Well, I shouldn't say he maintains office hours. He is here in the office. He's in and out. He will, once the program really gets rolling, he's going to be doing a lot more workshops, being able to pull in from, there's 8 other navigators. So, or I'm sorry, business forward consultants, still getting used to it. So they're going to be working very closely with the other individuals on the team to provide different connections and services for our businesses. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be a good thing.
More
And,
hands, for sure.
more hands,
Yeah.
more
Yep.
enthusiasm, even more enthusiasm. And I think some really great things are going to end up happening as a result of the program. So I will make sure that he has no conflicts for our next meeting, and so you can all meet Jamar. And
He's really a great guy.
Yeah.
Young guy, but he's a smart guy.
yeah, I'm excited. He does. I haven't told him yet. He's got his own little nonprofit, Jamar's Jammies.
Oh,
And I haven't mentioned it to him yet, but we are totally all in on that for, it's like a Christmas thing. he
Oh,
does,
yeah,
right?
Christmas
Like
for sure.
Pajamas for
Yeah.
kids for
Cute.
around Christmas. So we're doing that. Okay, just saying we're doing that. So,
that's cute.
but I'll spring that one on him later. So, but that's all. I just wanted to let you know, and it sounds like
Our food is here.
like lunch is here. So,
Oh,
you know.
Right, so Jamar will hopefully be on promotions committee. We also have hopefully the new Corey, whoever that is, join a committee. But we talked on promotions committee yesterday about driving more residents to those
Yes.
committees. So if you know anybody that can get on, we need fresh ideas, and I would love to see it within the community be on those committees too. So
I'm just asking, did we incorporate new council members?
Well, Miss Councilman Jennings is actually already involved. He's involved in Juneteenth. He's kind of involved in, not promotion. Well,
He was on the beautification.
Yeah, a
committee.
little bit on
Councilman
beautification too. So we would always love to have
yeah,
council participate in DDA.
are you volunteering, Kelly?
activities. Kelly always
Oh, yeah, okay.
volunteers. She is always there.
I always volunteer.
Okay.
But to Dan's point, we need some more involvement, especially on EV and promotions. Juneteenth is, we've got a good crew on Juneteenth, and I think that one got about 7 people on that
Yeah.
group, and I think that that's pretty solid.
Yep.
And I asked him, I'm like, do you want to add more? Like, nope. Too many cooks in the
Yeah,
kitchen.
too many cooks in the kitchen.
will be a bad thing. We're
Yeah,
we're good right
for
now, but certainly, yeah, EV and promotions especially. I think we need a few more.
And you have a new person.
We do.
Well,
See what?
don't
would
we
you-
normally do that when there's a new person and there's a need?
And
I kind of thought we did.
I got assigned to some committees. I'm just saying.
I know, so sure.
Because you're open, it's right, you're
I'm the
open.
beautification
She's open.
chair.
I'm pretty for sure she's open.
I'm always open.
You're always open. Well, let's see. Who do we have right now? Evie. We've got Fred. Got Bobby.
Yeah, we don't have many, but
We've got Brian. We could have. We could have one more on EV. Who do we have on promotions? Are you the only board member on promotions? We could use some promotions help. You want to help with promotions?
Sure.
All right. Yes.
Okay.
Where are you gonna sign up? No, I'm gonna. You and I rope him into enough, so we'll
He's running the
rope
whole
next
city, are you-
city administrator in on some stuff.
I mean,
but-
do you want a Facebook post on the villagers group?
Sure.
Yes, and I'm gonna put.
are you on?
I'm making this official right now, Charlotte. It's on my
Oh,
notes.
beautification.
Not on the
Because you'd be
No,
good
we'll
on either one.
I'm gonna put something out in the e-newsletter.
Okay.
For like call for committee members for DDA, and then I'll also put something in the Your Town because I'm like he's close to getting that out to print. So I'll put it in those and on the city's website and see if maybe we can get some more residents and businesses too, right? Like we are obviously for the business community, right? So we want to try and get a good balance of engagement for those committees. So,
All right, any public comment?
I see no public.
Okay. If there's no other order, we will adjourn this meeting.
The only thing
Oh, really?
I have
Hold on,
is
we're
our
not-
So
next
quick.
meeting in April 15th falls on Good Friday. I think we changed this.
We
or did
changed
you?
that.
We did, we went, I think we went back to
We
the
already
next-
voted on that.
Okay, I just want to make sure because it was on my calendar.
So what is it?
Let me go back and,
I think we just canceled it. I don't think we rescheduled it.
I don't remember if we rescheduled or we may have pushed it back a week. I'll confirm for next
We
month, though.
did.
We
pick a
did
date,
talk
I'm
about
pretty
it.
sure.
We just can't remember. Are you sure that's the whole meeting?
I was
That was
getting
so
the
quick.
million that's.
I know, right?
What are we missing?
That was 40 minutes.
Susie hasn't had time to sit around and think stuff up. so-
Right.
I have a public comment.
Yes.
You brought up the newsletter. I just want to put a bug in your ear. A few years ago, the trash day got changed for businesses. It used to be on Monday, or no, it used to be on Thursday, and now it's on Monday.
Okay.
And it's never worked out well. You can't put the trash out when you leave your business on Friday. Okay, and then am I here at 6 or 7 in the morning? Well, of course not, right?
Right.
So then it makes it cumbersome to catch. I know in our alley, no one takes the trash out anymore. It's been like a year. It's because of COVID probably. Okay, I'm just gonna blame it on that. I'm not even confident I know the actual day anymore. Like everybody's given up on it. Maybe you could put something in the newsletter to remind businesses that don't have dumpsters.
Or change
Change it back. to
Because
Friday.
we have to rely on the new residential route.
Right.
And we have to take it to the curb, and I'm not gonna offend a resident
Right.
and have them look at my garbage for the whole weekend, for God's
What
sakes.
if we bought you a trash can?
I have the trash can, but someone stole my lids.
What?
And I'm in violation, and code enforcement's gonna come knocking on the door.
Rami's taking
I'm
notes.
sure it
I
was
know.
the wind.
Well, I think I don't know. Why would you want the lid, for God's sakes? Take the whole trash
I
can.
don't know, go sledding with the lid, I don't know.
It's the weirdest thing, so I'm lidless, and the trash keeps mysteriously disappearing. No, somebody's picking it up. I have no idea what's happening.
Probably Mr.
But the alley
Raccoon
was just
took the lid.
horrendous. It was bad. I walked up and down. It was a nightmare.
Yeah. Good feedback, yeah.
So I'm not exactly confident of that, but the thing that's challenging for businesses is the cycle. We leave on, Wednesday night, leave it out, bring it back in on Thursday. It makes sense
Right.
to return to the original schedule.
Maybe we could just ask the trash company to do the businesses last.
I'm not even sure exactly anything. I don't even know how it got changed to being on Monday now.
Well, it's been quite a few years now. It's been on Monday.
It's
for-
been a
for the
couple of
residents.
years. Yes, it
Yeah.
has. Yeah.
Okay. We will look into that.
All right, anything else? All right, we are adjourned.